What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Hope you're having a good weekend. Hope you've been enjoying Justice Con all weekend. And if there are panels that you've missed, you can go to the official Justice Con YouTube channel and watch those panels. Yesterday was great. It was all about Zack Snyder's Justice League. I need to catch up on the Army of the Dead panels today, but lots of good stuff that was happening yesterday. So go check out those panels. There was great guests. Lots of good fun stuff to talk about, and it's cool that people, were able to talk about details now from Zack Snyder's Justice League since it's post-release. We're not talking about it before anymore. So, not trying to spoil things because we've got to see the movie now. So, of course, there's a lot of fun, exciting stuff to talk about that the guests talked about yesterday. Had reporter Ray Fisher, Joe Manganiello, Harry Lennox, George Tatopoulos, of course, Zack Snyder himself, Jay Oliva. But I want to talk about something that was a pretty significant confirmation from Zack himself, and that was about Green Lantern, who would have played John Stewart in Zack Snyder's Justice League. We heard a lot about, it was, a hot topic after the movie came out because Zack started talking about the fact that he did film a scene with Green Lantern, John Stewart, in his driveway, even though the studio told him not to, not to film anything like that. He still did, and he mentioned that there was an actor that he chose. It wasn't just a stand-in person, it was an actor. So, of course, the next question is, well, who was it? There were a couple of rumors, and one of them was Wayne T. Carr. Seems that was correct. Zack confirmed that. So, Insider reported about it. I did watch, of course, the panel with Zack Snyder. When he talked about it, it was pretty much one of the first things they brought up on his panel. But it's kind of laid out here nicely with us, word for word, in this Insider article. So Zack Snyder finally confirmed who would have played Green Lantern in his 4-hour cut of Justice League that is currently streaming on HBO Max. During a conversation at JusticeCon 2021, Snyder said Wayne T. Carr filmed a scene in his driveway as the iconic superhero. He's an amazing actor, an amazingly kind gentleman, Snyder told the Nerd Queens on Wonder Meg during the Saturday evening panel. I said, look, there's a chance that this doesn't make it in the movie. Snyder added, saying, I'm not 100% sure he thought it was real, legit. And I remember laughing when Zack said that because he's probably like, okay, we're shooting this in your driveway and you don't know if it's going to be able to be in the film, but okay, like, it's Zack Snyder. Who would say no to filming something even if it is in his driveway? And that's exactly what happened. Carr's Green Lantern wasn't allowed in the final cut of Zack Snyder's Justice League. So this is a backstory about, the Snyder Cut whole saga, the scenario. But then it says here, though the film restores a few diverse roles, including a trimmed-down Cyborg and Martian Manhunter, Snyder had planned on introducing a new Green Lantern. Warner Brothers wouldn't allow it. We did have a Green Lantern scene in the movie that the studio asked me to take out that I did also shoot here in the driveway with an amazing actor who was going to play John Stewart. And that was when he talked to Sean O'Connell, Jake Hamilton, and Kevin McCarthy from the Real Blend podcast. So that was kind of, when he started talking about this and sharing it, but he wasn't naming any names. Then the studio, when they saw the movie and they saw that I had done every single thing that they had asked me not to do, we had come to a bit of a loggerhead. And then it goes on to talk about John Stewart was the first African-American DC Comics superhero. At JusticeCon, Snyder said he met Carr through Ray Fisher, who plays Cyborg, of course. He said, from the Oregon Film Festival, which is Ray Porter, some of his work began there as well. Ray Fisher introduced me to him. He said, you should check this guy out. He's awesome. The director then looked at some of Carr's clips before calling him on the phone a few times to talk about what the role might entail. So, when would John Stewart have appeared? John Stewart would have appeared at the very end of Zack Snyder's Justice League with another Green Lantern. Carr's Green Lantern would have appeared at the very end, meeting Bruce Wayne in place of Martian Manhunter. But Harry Lennox seemed to have thought that they were supposed to be there together. But I don't know if Martian Manhunter was originally... I think they, the way Zack had described it before when he was talking about this is that he used, I guess if you want to use the word compromise, he came to an agreement with the studio that if they weren't going to let him use John Stewart's Green Lantern, then he was going to use Martian Manhunter instead. We had made him a CG suit, and because it was COVID, we really couldn't do a real suit, Snyder said when asked whether or not a suit was made for Carr. The mandate was to make it look as physical as possible. So the Green Lantern scene was supposed to play at the very end of the film. He was supposed to be one of 2 Green Lantern characters who Bruce Wayne interacted with, not with the Martian Manhunter. So Snyder said that the other Lantern would have been Kilowog. All right. When the studio asked Snyder to remove Green Lantern, part of Snyder's compromise was to add more of Martian Manhunter into the movie. He also got the Batman versus Joker scene, so we know about that. Both the extra Martian Manhunter and Joker scenes were filmed in Snyder's driveway and backyard, respectively. So that's pretty cool. Like, they did a great job having such a small space and not being in a studio or anything like that. Fans already guessed that Carr was Snyder's Green Lantern, yeah. So on Saturday, Snyder confirmed what many fans had already surmised. On April 1st, production designer Jojo Aguilar revealed 4 pieces of concept art they worked on with Snyder for the film. Included in the artwork shared were images for Granny Goodness, Martian Manhunter, Joker, and Green Lantern. So I had made a video about this when Jojo Aguilar shared these images, and that's kind of when, like it says here, from here fans started theorizing Carr may have been the mystery person Snyder hired to play the role of Jon Stewart in his 4-hour cut. So, and then he also had tweeted "Restore the Snyderverse" on his Twitter page. And again, yesterday, he shared the panel about, he tweeted about JusticeCon, which was pretty cool. So let's go to his Twitter page. He's showing support. Great event today. This was yesterday. You know, speaking about when he retweeted Colin Nana's Nerd Queen's tweet. Sorry, geez, I can't talk. That Zack Snyder was able to confirm that he was Green Lantern. So, you know, yes, on April 5th, he tweeted hashtag Restore the Snyderverse, and it wasn't really confirmed then, of course. But, I mean, that kind of, like, if fans are theorizing that he played a certain character and then he went and tweeted the hashtag and the picture, that pretty much kind of, I mean, like, okay, that's not a coincidence, right? But then, you know, he was probably waiting to see if Zack was going to say something or officially confirm it before publicly, like, acknowledging that he was going to be, that Zack did ask him, you know, he filmed a Jon Stewart Green Lantern scene. So I actually, to be honest, I thought it was going to be longer before Zack officially confirmed or denied whether it was Wayne T. Carr or someone else. You know, I'm sure more rumors would have started coming up if we wouldn't have got a confirmation yet from Zack. So I thought it might take longer. I didn't think that he would confirm that right away. It wasn't right away, but again, it hasn't been that long. It was pretty much just the beginning of this month that fans were thinking that it was Wayne T. Carr because of the concept art and that it looks like him. So unfortunately, you know, that didn't make it into the film. I was happy with the Martian Manhunter scene at the end. I really was. But it's, you know, it sucks that, like, I mean, gotta give credit to Zack for actually going and filming this just to see if, like, it would work. Like he said, the studio asked him not to do that. They asked him not to film anything. And he actually filmed, like, you know, that whole Nightmare epilogue scene and this. So, you know, it's pretty surprising that, I mean, at least we got to get the Nightmare epilogue. We got to see Martian Manhunter talking to Bruce, which I was happy with. Zack said he was happy with it. But it just is like, why? Like, what is the problem? That's always going to be the question. But at least we know now, you know, Wayne T. Carr was Jon Stewart for Zack Snyder's Justice League. Hopefully one day we'll get to see that. The Nerd Queens tried to ask, like, will we ever get to see that? And he's kind of just, like, laughing it off, like, I don't know. Who knows? Monday he might just decide to drop it and blow up the internet. We'll see. Who knows? Maybe he'll share an image in black and white. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens because, you know, we've come this far in this movement, so who knows? But I just wanted to share that, and yeah, like I said, go ahead and catch up those panels if you haven't seen them yet. Lots of fun, cool stuff that the guests talked about yesterday. Thanks for checking out the channel and the video. If you're new, subscribe, leave a thumbs up, check out the links in the description, and we'll see you next time, guys.